I am somebody who absolutely love and adores my sleep. So when I became a mother for the first time and my son Phoenix was born, I remember how hard it was to get up in the middle of the night or every 2 hours to feed this little guy because I am used to sleeping through the night. And I would treasure my sleep, meaning I would go to bed at a certain time and I would wake up refreshed. I'm a morning person, and I'm only a morning person because I would get a good night's sleep. Like that is critical to my existence. It's a part of my identity. It's a part of who I am. I'm somebody who really, really loves to get a good night's sleep. So when I had this awesome little son of mine and I had to wake up every couple of hours, I was struggling with it. And I noticed that I was kind of getting a little bit upset. Okay, I'm not going to lie. I was getting upset. I'm like, damn, I got to get up again and feed this guy. Like, I'm so grumpy. I'm so mad. I'm so pissed off. And it wasn't a good feeling for me. I remember thinking, look at how angry I am. Like, this is no bueno. This is not good. I have to change this. And it was in that moment when I realized that I was feeling angry because I was thinking, I'm angry that I have to get up. I shouldn't have to get up. Like, I don't want to get up. And it was that thought that was making me feel angry. And the second that I noticed the power that thought had and said to myself, wait a minute, this little guy needs to eat every couple of hours to stay alive. So now it is my job right now as his mother to wake up every couple hours and feed him. Like, that's my job. I know I'm getting up every couple of hours. This is what is required of me. And the second I changed my mindset around getting up every couple of hours, then I wasn't angry about it. Then it didn't bother me. It was part of my job as a new mom to do that. So nothing had changed. I was still getting up every couple of hours, but my thoughts about getting up every couple of hours had changed. Flash forward to when this little guy's running around, walking, talking. He's got his own personality. I can't remember how old he was when somebody had randomly said to me, oh, did you hear about this woman who helps moms connect and understand their sons better? I don't know why she said that. It was just like a random thought, like off the cuff thought that she just kind of threw out there. It was like, what? She had my complete attention. I'm like, tell me more about this magical person. And she gave me her information. And I ended up calling this woman because I wanted to connect better with my son. I was finding that it was a challenge, and I thought, I could be better at this. I can do this better. It shouldn't be this hard. It shouldn't be this difficult. And so I called her and we had a conversation. We were trying to meet or make a time when we could meet up and talk. And the beautiful thing about this, like, it all came into alignment because I didn't have extra money, but this was really important to me because this was my life, was raising this son. And by that time, I think I had my second son at that time too. So Santos had come into the picture, and I was really wanting to connect better and understand Phoenix better. So I talked to this woman, and she even had a sliding scale. Like, bless her heart. To this day, I can't remember what her name is or what she did, what her job title. I can't even remember. She was some sort of a coach or a guru or a magic person. And I wish I could remember who this was because I would love to connect with her today. But we had been going back and forth about trying to pick a time when we could talk. And we were looking at our calendars, and I remember saying, oh no, Phoenix isn't available at that time. Phoenix, he's not available at this time. And I remember her saying to me, oh, I don't need to talk to him. And that was the moment that it caught my attention, that it came into my awareness, that I had an epiphany that he wasn't the problem. It wasn't him, it was me. Her just saying that one little sentence, oh, I don't need to talk to Phoenix. I don't need to talk to him. And I was like, oh my gosh, just a switch went off in my brain. And I was like, oh, it's me. It's me. And I never ended up having the call with her because I don't know, I just couldn't make it work or I couldn't afford it or something. But it was in that moment that I had the realization that it was the way I was thinking about the situation that was making it mean that he was the problem. And I don't know if that led me down the road to understanding mindset, but the second that I did the research and understood that it was my thoughts about the situation that were causing me to feel frustrated, not him. I was having a thought that he should be able to communicate better, or I was having a thought that he shouldn't cry for no reason to get what he wants. I was having these thoughts. And the second I changed my thoughts, I changed my thought from like, oh, he shouldn't be doing that, or he shouldn't be this way, to this is who he is. This is who he is. And I'm going to accept him for who he is. And I'm going to try to understand what's going on in that brain of his. This is just who he is. And the second I came in with that attitude, everything changed. And there was less stress or pressure on my part, that because I was thinking it's like he shouldn't be like this. And the second I changed that thought, it all just melted away. And I was able to really understand him more from a different perspective. He's just a little kid. This is who he is. It's when I was thinking he should act a different way that it would make me frustrated or angry. And this was a game changer. So that woman changed my life and she doesn't even know it. So thank you, magical woman. And it just was the start of like, whoa, the power of mindset. Mindset is everything. And this is how it is in midlife too. The reason we're going to relate it to midlife is because that's what we talk about. That's who we are. We're women in midlife. And what's coming up for us in midlife? A whole bunch of changes, which can be extremely challenging because everything is happening at once. You have your kids dumping you, breaking up with you, leaving you, going on and being their own human beings. And then you have hormones throwing a party in your body. So everything is changing. You got the mood swings, you got the night sweats, you got all the different things. You got the weight gain. Your body seems to be forsaking you. And then your relationship with your partner is changing. In your job, maybe this is what I see. A lot of women have jobs or took jobs when their kids were little to really make it convenient for the family. So you took the job because the time worked out or was close to home or they were flexible with picking up kids and all that. And then now maybe you want to get a different job because you don't need your job to be able to allow you those things anymore. And then your life purpose, like just small things, like your whole life purpose you thought was your kids, which it wasn't. I assure you it wasn't. But yes, I agree. It felt like they were your life purpose, but you're meant for more. You're your own person and you've always had your own life purpose, not to be the mother of somebody else. And it felt that way. And now that person or those people don't need you anymore in that role. And now you're like, what now? Who am I? What? Oh my gosh. Because we all want to feel that we have purpose. We all want to feel like we're contributing. We all want to feel important. And so when we put all of these things together, the mindset can take a real nosedive. But it could work the other way instead also. I want you to be open to the possibility of what's on the other side of that mindset when you swing it the other way. Because everything happens in your brain. So once you understand that you are the thinker of your thoughts, but you're also the watcher of the thinker of your thoughts. You're two people. And you can totally create anything you want in your life with your thoughts. So here's how it works. You have a thought. The thought creates the feeling. The feeling creates the action. And then the action creates the result. So if you want to create a different result, most people will take a different action. But they still have the thought, the same thought and feeling about it. So it doesn't work. That's like trying to, just wash over it and pretend. So if you really want to change something, you got to start with a thought. Because if you have a thought and then you just change the action, all the action is driven by that sneaky thought that's still there. So let me give you an example. If we want to talk about weight loss, because a lot of people come to me for weight loss. So I'm thinking that, I just don't love my body. I hate my body, my midlife body. It's so horrible, right? I have this thought about it. And then it makes me feel depressed. It makes me feel frustrated. It makes me feel defeated because I can't change it. And so then I go out and I take all this action of like not eating. I'm going to just stop eating because that's the way to lose weight, which gets you horrible results, right? Like that's just not the way to do it. But if you still have the same thought, like I hate my body, and then you take a different action, like I'm going to go on a different diet, you still have the underlying thought that makes you feel horrible. It makes you feel defeated. It makes you feel like you don't love yourself. And your action is always going to be coming from that place. So you're always going to get the result of not loving your body. So if you want to get the result that you're looking for, you got to start not with the action, but with the thought. What thought could you think instead? First of all, you could start with a thought of, I love my body. And if that doesn't feel right for you, you want to do a ladder thought. You want to start stepping it down until you hit a thought where you're like, yes, I believe that. Like I know in my body, I believe that. So if you don't love your body, if you say, I love my body, and it's like, there's resistance there. It's like, no, not believing it. Then you want to try a thought like, I'm grateful for everything that my body does for me. I'm grateful that my body allows me to go to work. My body allows me to go play tennis. My body created these amazing human beings in my life. Then you're like, yeah, I believe that. So just start at the basic. I'm grateful that I can just get up and move my body every single day. Like that's where we want to be starting. And then from that feeling, okay, so I have the thought that I'm grateful for my body. So now I'm coming from a feeling of gratitude. Oof, and that is a high vibrational energy. Then you're going to take action from that place. And when you're feeling gratitude, you're inspired, you're motivated, you're excited, and then you're going to take action from that place as opposed to frustration and self-loathing. So don't you think you're going to get a different result when you take action from a place of gratitude? Yes, 100%. So that's why we always want to check our thought. What was I just thinking? Anytime I have a feeling in my body that is like, there's like contraction or defensive or anything like a non-good feeling in my body, I'll be like, what is that? What was I just thinking? That's what I always will say. What was I just thinking? Because it doesn't come from outside of myself. Nobody can make you feel a certain way. If you have somebody at work and they drive you crazy, it's not them that's driving you crazy. It's your thought about them that's driving you crazy. So I promise you this, if you do this work, that person will never bother you again and they don't have to change. It's your thought about that person. What are you thinking? It's just a mirror, right? So the way you can figure it out, like do this with your kids, your partner, somebody at work, your boss, it doesn't matter. But first you want to start with like, they're so what? They're so what? They're so bossy, right? Okay. Then how am I bossy? Just bring it back on yourself. How am I bossy? And how am I not wanting to be bossy, right? Why don't I love that part of myself? And when you can learn to love that part of yourself, the bossiness, because you'd say like, how does it serve me to be bossy sometimes? Like sometimes I need to get stuff done. So it does serve me. So when I can love that part of myself, it won't bother me that Joe is so bossy. It's just that he's a reflection of a part of myself that I don't love. And once I can love that part of myself, his attitude and all of his stuff will just fade away into the background and it will never bother you again. And you didn't have to change him. It's fabulous, right? Because think about this for your partner. You can never change your partner. But there's so what? And then there's your answer. How am I that? And why can't I love that part of myself? Because we want to love all the parts of ourselves. Once we love all the parts of ourselves, we are golden. There is no stopping us. It is amazing. And so bringing this back to our thoughts, remember, it's not other people, it's our thoughts about those people. See how much power we have in our life when we think about it from a mindset of, I can do anything. If something isn't going my way, how do I want to think about it instead to make it go my way? If your car breaks down and you're like, oh my God, I need to get a new battery, or I need a new engine, whatever it is, your thought could be like, I don't have the money for this. This is horrible. And you could be pissed off. You could be angry. You could be frustrated. Or you could think, I'm going to figure out a way to earn twice as much money to fix this. Now you're in creative inspiration. Which one's going to make you feel better? The only thing, like the situation is neutral. The only thing that changed was your thoughts about it. And now you're going to go like up your game and up your bank account, because that's possible for you, because you're thinking that's possible for you. So your thoughts create your results, and you're in control of your thoughts. Your thoughts are just sentences that you've created in your head. And all of this, once you realize that, now you've got all these choices. Situation happened. Ooh, what am I going to think about it? I get to choose what I think about it, which means I get to choose how I feel about it. I get all these choices. I get to choose the next action. But you want to take the action based on a good feeling. So you want the thought to be positive. So I want to challenge you. I want to invite you to embrace this and bring this into your life from a point of, if I am responsible for all my results, how can I change it today? And walk around and be of a positive mindset, knowing that my mindset gets all of my results and I'm in control of my mindset. So how can I think instead to make it work in my favor so that I have my own back, so that I enjoy all of these moments instead of fighting against these moments, struggling with these moments? How can I create magic for myself in every single moment with my thoughts? Because your thoughts create your results. They are that powerful. So go out there and practice with it, because you'll always get what you're looking for. So if you're thinking the world is a dangerous place, all you're going to see are all the bad, dangerous things that are happening, because you'll always prove yourself right. So if I'm walking around thinking the world is a dangerous, bad place, and then I see somebody road raging, I'm like, see, there you go. Proves my point. And then I watch the news, I'm like, see, dangerous, scary place. But if I walk around thinking that the world is an amazing place and everybody is looking to help me out and everybody is so kind, then that's what I'll see too. I'll see that guy at the grocery store who just says nice things to everybody he comes across. I'm like, holy smokes, that's my world, because I believe that. I look for that. I call it the magic and the mystery. Every time I leave my house, not even when I leave my house, every time I wake up in the morning, I'm like looking for the magic and the mystery. Like, where is it? The world is such a magical place. I'm looking for the good everywhere I go. I'm looking for the positive. How can this work out? I have this thing that I do. Like, if I'm looking for something, say, on a shelf, and I don't see it, I'll stop and I'll be like, oh, I know it. I know I'm going to find it. Just where am I going to find it? And I'll always find it, maybe like behind something or on a different shelf, or like somebody will have it in their basket. Like, it's just so crazy, because I just believe, oh, it's here. I'm just looking in the wrong spot, right? Because of the way I think about it, this is always going to work out for me. Things always work out for me. That's what I believe. And then I'm looking to prove myself right from the positive as opposed to the negative, because you will always get what you're looking for. So if you don't like your results, rewind it back to go like, oh, I'm looking for that horribleness to happen. Look at that in my thoughts. But I'm in control of that. I get to change it. I get to create whatever I want for myself. I get so excited when I talk about this, because this is a game changer. And especially in midlife when we're trying to figure out who we are and what our purpose is. What if this was the most amazing thing? We could be, what if, instead of like, I don't know what my purpose is. I feel like a lost soul just spinning out of control and stuck in nothingness, which sounds horrible. What if your thought instead could be like, oh my gosh, I get to reinvent myself. I get to be and anybody I want, and I get to do anything I want. If I could create the best self-actualized version of myself, what would that look like? Like, that's what excites me. That's what I see midlife as the opportunity to create whatever you want, become that person that you've always wanted to be. Just go and do it with your thoughts. It starts with your thoughts. You're the thinker of your thoughts and you're the watcher of your thoughts. So what are you going to create with this big, beautiful mind of yours? Go out there and do it all, because you can. Thank you for listening. Always, always, always love yourself first and have an amazing day.